Hey everybody, it's Mr. McLaughlin. You already know things are going to be a little bit different this year, so here I am at my house, and I thought I would give you guys a little peek into some of the things that made me want to become a game designer when I was growing up. So yeah, this stuff is mostly from the 80s and 90s, but it's the kind of stuff that made me really passionate about games, and it's a big part of why I'm here now. But the real reason I'm here is to try to give you guys an idea of how game design is going to work for the next 9 weeks. So let's jump in and take a look. So this year we're leaving Snap behind and moving on to the Unity game engine, which is much bigger and capable of making just about any game you can imagine. It could be a 3D game or a 2D game, first person, third person, driving games, card games, sport games, you name it, Unity can make it. But I'm going to stop talking and let this demo reel show you what I mean. And while the games you make won't be quite as large and complete as the games that we just saw in that demo, that doesn't mean that you won't have enough time to make something really big and interesting like these student examples that you're seeing here. Beyond working in Unity, hopefully we'll also get a chance to work in Autodesk Maya during the next quarter, learning how to create your own 3D models and even animations. Both Unity and Maya are huge programs with a lot to learn, so be prepared to stay focused and work hard. Your big goal this year is to create a realistic first-person environment that will be home to an adventure game where your player will have different objectives to complete. So how do we go from knowing almost nothing about Unity to making a realistic first-person environment? Well, let's look at our grid. At level 1, we'll be learning what Unity is, how it works, and some of the basics while just thinking about also what is good game design. At level 2, you'll learn how to create and edit terrain, you'll come up with a plan for your game scene, learn how to make some really basic models inside of Unity, and how to import assets from the asset store. At level 3, you'll learn how to add some very important details to your game, as well as start working on your first C# script. That's our new form of coding. At level 4, you'll gain a lot of freedom to make your scene look and work the way that you want it using the skills that you've already learned. And you'll also take some time to polish your game to make it the absolute best that it can be. If your game meets the requirements of level 4 and you still have time to spare, at level 5 you can take some time to experiment and research some new mechanic that isn't in your game already. Try to find or create code that will help you make it happen and see what you can do. Keep in mind you can find this grid in the introduction folder in your course in Schoology. In that same folder you'll also find the syllabus for this course, which we're going to take a quick look at right now. So we've already talked a bit about our big goal, but keep in mind there's a second goal, which is to look inward and really discover which parts of game design speak to you and how they can be helpful to you in the near future. This year you'll be learning how to create 3D models, design levels, and use C# code. When it comes to grading, everything from major projects to your journal assignments and your day-to-day participation are really important, so be sure to show up every day and bring your best. Looking at academic integrity, while the internet is a great resource and it's fine to look up references and ideas, you shouldn't be straight up stealing anything. And keep in mind, it's just as easy for me to find it as you, so it'll be pretty easy for me to figure out. Now, your regular coursework is going to be a little bit different this year. I won't be there to help you out in person. I've tried to design it so that whatever I assign, you should be able to get done in about an hour, but if you really want it to be great, or if you just feel like you need a little bit more time than that, please don't be afraid to keep on working and put in that extra time. I know very well that being a professional from home is a little bit different and can be challenging, but you need to make sure that every day that game design is on your schedule, that you are checking Schoology, watching the videos, and following all the content that's included. Please be respectful in the discussion boards, give everything your all, and just generally be responsible. If you do all of those things, you'll probably be looking at a great grade this semester. All right, I'm done talking at you. Just remember, if you need to see any of these documents, they're right there in your introduction folder in Schoology.